Hi, welcome back to my channel. Like always, thank you so much for all the love, support, comments that you've been giving me. I truly appreciate it. If this is the first time you've come on this channel, can I request you to hit the like and subscribe button? I assure you, you will find the videos which are helpful in your ACCA journey as well as your overall finance and accounting journey. Now, today's video is basis the request, feedback, comments that I've been receiving around how do we prepare for job interviews, right? This is especially from the freshers who will be hitting the market soon, right? So I will try and do a nice, short, very brief video and give you some tips around what you can do. Now, first things first, it is important to understand, guys, that interview is no less than an exam, right? Like for an exam, you do crazy amount of preparation and only then you pass. This is exactly what you have to do for an interview as well. Now, what do I mean by that? First and foremost, let's say you are going for an auditing role, and it's a stat audit role, let's say at a Big Four, let's say at Ernst & Young. Now, can you just go and sit in front of the HR, sit in front of the interviewing manager, and let's say the director or the senior manager or a partner's round without knowing the basics of audit? The answer is no, right? So what do you do? First of all, try and see if you can get the job description from your recruiter, right? Because that will help you understand what are the core requirements for the job. Because while audit is audit, but there could be different types of audit. There could be stat audit, there could be internal audit, there could be forensic audit, there could be IT audit, special audit, and the list goes on, right? So therefore, identify what is the type of audit. Because let's say a stat audit may not be the same as your tax audit or may not be the same as forensic audit. Of course, the underlying nature is the same, but the requirements are different. Maybe the compliances are different. So therefore, if you know what type of audit role that is, let's say it's a role where there is a lot of compliances involved, you can prepare for those compliances. You can search for what are those compliance requirements are there, or whatever the policies are there, whatever the procedures are there, the forms are there, so that when you are in the interview, you're not absolutely blank when something like this gets asked. Because be rest assured, while the interviewer knows you're a fresher, they will still throw a question or two, which ideally people, once they start to work, they come to know, but they want to see whether you've taken an effort to prepare for the interview or not. Because look, guys, and this is important to understand, that today's interviews are not just around tech, whether you're technically strong or not, right? It is also to understand whether you have the will, right, to or you have the right kind of intention when you are coming for the job, right? Because if you look at in the industry, there is either will or a skill, and companies are looking for both, right? You should have the skill and you should have the will to work, right? A lot of people can be really, really smart in all the auditing standards and they know everything, but they will not have the right attitude. So when I say will, it is the right attitude. And if you have prepared for the interview, it gives you lots of good marks for, showcasing that yes, while I am new, I am very, very open to learning, right? And I would love to know more, right? So make sure that you look through the JD, right? That probably is the starting point. Then what you can do is, for researching the profile, go on LinkedIn or go on Glassdoor or go on Quora, right? And ask questions there, look for the answers there, look for the profiles on LinkedIn, see if you are an audit associate at EY, like look for audit associate at EY and see if there are anyone in your connection, mutual connections, connect with them. Check with them what are the common questions that gets asked, because they are already there, so they probably would know what are the things that can be expected from the candidates, right? So seek that help. Just don't play blind, right? Go in, make sure that you have done that bit of research as well on in your network, right? And the third thing is that make sure that you have identified your own core skills when you are sitting in front of the interviewer, because you have to impress them. Okay, again, I'm coming back to that it is an exam, right? And you want to impress your examiner, right? So you need to make sure that you have identified what are the 3, 4, 5 quality of yours which are exceptional, out of the world. You should be able to talk about them, right? You have an eye for detail, you are extremely good at standards, you are extremely good at problem solving skills, you are very good at stakeholder management. These are the things that don't require a pre-existing experience, right? You can do that while you're studying. Some people are part of lots of fest, etc., that happen at colleges. Now these are the places where you can learn stakeholder management skills, problem solving skills, flaunt them, right? Talk about these things, right? And make sure that they are aligned to what your JD is looking for, what the core skills looking for, what the competencies are there required for the job, right? And then it is very, very much possible that the interviewer is going to ask you about some experiences, that tell us where you felt that you worked as a great team player, you solved a problem, you were able to come up with an innovative idea, right? So be ready for these answers as well. You don't want to fumble there. You don't want to be making up a story over there, right? Make sure that you know these answers, because today, again, it is more about whether the person has these interpersonal skills rather than just the technical skills, right? So brush up on these, prepare on these type of questions, right? Do a Google, right? And you will see 20 commonly asked questions for an audit interview, right? Including a lot of IFRS standards gets asked, right? And the same is going to be a case if, let's say, you're going for an FP&A, for a budgeting forecasting role. You may be asked around what are different types of budgets, how do you prepare a budget, what is the difference between budget, forecast, etc. Right? So therefore, every job interview will be different, right? So if you have applied for an audit role and today and tomorrow you realize that audit may not be for you, you're applying for an FP&A, there's a different type of preparation that you have to do, right? So therefore, it is all about preparation, right? So on that note, please make sure that you prepare really well. And if you still have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and all the very best. Thank you.